Welcome back.
It's been a long time.
Fantasy Football is Down Under.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it's been a long time for them because they haven't seen an episode for 2 days.
It's been roughly 2 minutes.
2 minutes since we shot the episode about Andrew Luck and Lamar Miller.
Mm-hmm.
If you missed that, go check it out.
I heard it was great.
It was great.
Reviews included best podcast ever.
We are often known as the #1 fantasy football podcast in Australia.
Yep. Because there are none.
There are none.
Yep. Another one said breaking news, like news breakers.
We are often
They're on the money.
We are often the breaker of news. We are often the bearer of bad news. However,
I think the best one I saw was Wicked Dress Sense and Definitely Experts.
someone said to me today, some random guy at work who I haven't spoken to about this, comes up to me randomly and goes, if you're going to film things on YouTube, make sure you finished your dinner before you've done it. I was like, what are you talking about?
Was he not a fan of the mukbang?
He was not a fan of a couple episodes ago, I was smashing myself some dinner while we were doing the episode. He didn't like it. I want to know how he found us, for starters.
Because we haven't got a chewing noise, we'll do some...
Ooh. We love a bit of ASMR here. We are like ASMR mukbang fantasy football podcast slash YouTube sensations.
Very niche.
Super niche.
Like, there will definitely not be anyone else in this bracket.
Like in the tags for this video, we can put ASMR mukbang.
And a bit of football in here somewhere.
So, today, we are going to be talking about the top tips that you need to follow. If you don't follow these, you will realistically not win your league.
And I hear people saying, but Justin, you've never won the league. No, I haven't. I finished second 3 years in a row.
So stiff.
Have
I ever won the league?
You have won the league.
I have won the league.
You have won the league.
Have I ever come second?
Yes. Twice. Have you also come last?
Yes.
So weird thing about our league is a lot of people who've won have also finished last.
I think the thing is though is everyone in our league has some sense of what they're doing. Mm-hmm. However, the people that don't have a sense of what they're doing don't trade, they don't do anything, they just kind of have an okay team and they leave it, and then the people that try, and sometimes with like players like myself that try, if I know that I need to do something to make the playoffs, I'll make moves and it might bite me in the ass and I might finish last. The people that don't, they'll just plod along, finish third last, not make play. You know what I mean?
It's not fun.
I'd rather finish last.
It's not fun.
Trying to make the playoffs.
What better way to lead into our first tip for winning your league, which is...
You have to be afraid to not trade. You need to trade.
We can't stress this enough. Trade your players.
You have to be able to trade. And everyone in fantasy football is scared to get rid of their player. The thing is, right, with people and trading, if someone offers you a trade, you automatically want to say no because they want your players and you're like, oh, if they want them, I must want them too.
Yes.
The thing is, trading can help both people.
And this is the thing. If you are a tradee trading the players, please think of the other team, because all too often people make those stupid one-sided trades that of course are going to be automatically declined.
Correct.
And then you're known as the bloke who just sends out shit trades.
The thing is though, you will get more trades done if you talk to the person and explain how it can positively influence both teams.
The power of persuasion.
You have to talk to... If you're sending trades in the dark through the app, they're never going to work. No. They're going to get declined over. If you're going to send trades like Devin Funchess for Keenan Allen, it's not going to work. It just isn't.
No.
If you send a trade and if you talk to them and say, look, you have Jacoby Brissett, you want Devin Funchess for that stack, you've got Keenan Allen and I've got Phillip Rivers, so this will work for both of us.
We love stacks.
See how I convinced you to give me Keenan Allen for Devin Funchess in 2 seconds?
Oh my god, how did you do it?
Exactly. But the thing is, trading will help your... if I have no running backs, you have no receivers, a one-for-one trade, regardless of draft position, regardless of ADP, it can help both parties. Yeah. Helping yourself, even if you have to give away a slightly better player to get a better player at an upgrade at another position, it can be worth it. If you have depth at a position on the bench...
Yep.
You can't look at running backs and receivers by ADP when you're trading them. They're Completely different.
Oh, but Ash, I drafted my wide receiver in the second round. Why would I not? Why would I trade him for a running back who I picked up in the 7th?
No, it doesn't work like that. Like, if I'm going to say to someone, I'm going to give you Nick Chubb, I want DeAndre Hopkins. They're going to be like, well, no, because I drafted Hopkins early in the first round, you drafted Chubb late. But I'll be like, but...
Draft capital does not matter in the season.
But you have no running backs. You have James White as your first running back.
Yeesh.
Yeah, that makes it different. Your team will decide what the value of the trade is of your players.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just say no to every trade because the players that you're getting you think are worse or were drafted late. It doesn't work like that.
No.
If you get offered a trade or you want to offer a trade, have a serious look and think, does this affect my team positively, even though I might be giving away a player that you like? Don't use like bias on players.
No.
Don't.
Once the season starts, all your bias needs to go. Otherwise, you're going to be second last with a bunch of players you really like.
Correct. And that's never a good thing.
Top tip, if you are going to be selfish though, do work the bye weeks into trades. Like, what's better than trading away a player who's had not had a bye for a player who's already had a bye?
Correct.
You're gaining a week.
You gain a week, you gain points.
Don't make that really obvious though, because they can be like, no, potentially.
Trade players that are on buys next week.
I don't know if you remember my favourite trade. I'm a person who trades. I did not make a trade last year, and I was pretty disappointed because I tried, but our league mates are very stingy when it comes to trading their players.
Correct.
My favourite trade, hello Bevan, involved Andrew Luck, rest in peace, and Cam Newton. I think it was the year before Newton went nuts and got to the Super Bowl. I made a trade with him. There was a bunch of players, like a three-player trade, and it was the crux of it was Luck for Newton. I had Newton, trade him away.
Yes.
Got Luck. And then like 3 weeks down the track, Bevan's like, no, let's trade him back. And I was really umming and ahhing. I was like, oh man, I don't know if I want this. Deep down, Luck had got injured.
Ooh.
So I didn't tell him that. He was like, yeah, I'll take back Luck, you get back Newton. We'll just send the trade back the way it was. Be all sweet. We'll make playoffs. So I'll let it happen.
Oh.
He got Luck back.
Nasty.
Injured. And that's how I traded a good player for an injured player and got back my good player.
Trading will win you your league.
And it gives you stories like that one.
Correct.
And there's just stuff to mock and joke and laugh about.
Now, speaking of picking up players,
all right, this is
second tip
is to play the waiver wire.
You have to look at the waivers.
You cannot win your league on the draft day. You set the foundation on the draft day. You build the blocks. You get your main blocks, but realistically, I think last year I ended up keeping about 5 players that I drafted at the start of the year.
Anyone from round 6, 7 onwards,
they're dispensable.
Correct.
They can be moved on. But no, play the waiver wire. Be vigil of the...
You have to look.
Like you have to be.
Every week. You need to look at players.
It'd be remiss of you not to look.
And the thing is, right, what you have to do when it comes to the waivers, if a player has a monster week...
Albert Wilson goes for 2 touchdowns and 150 yards. Would you pick him up? Probably not.
But you have to watch what they've done as well. If a player scores 18 points, but they had a 99-yard touchdown and then didn't get targeted the rest of the game,
you got to be realistic.
You don't really want them.
Definitely look at the last couple of weeks. Don't just go from the one game. Don't be a point chaser. That's like a little mini tip. Don't be a point chaser.
Don't chase points.
I'll admit it.
You chase points?
When I started in the league, when I first started playing fantasy football, it was very tempting to pick up the player who scored 40 points on a week.
Always.
And I'm sitting there going, why is no one else taking this bloke? You guys are idiots.
Yes.
So, idiot was me.
Follow the waivers. Be aggressive on the waivers for players you want, but also make sure that the players you're being aggressive towards are the right players. Make sure that they have ongoing value to your team.
Be smart with your fab.
Be smart.
Don't burn it all on one player.
Unless... If someone gets injured, a running back gets injured, and their backup comes in, is going to be a starter, 100% locked and loaded starter, spend up.
Yeah, 100%.
Spend up. Do it. Whatever. If you don't have a running back...
Could be the make or break for your team.
Spend up.
Could be the difference between third place and, a trophy.
But if a receiver in the second week goes out, has 2 receptions for 150, 2 touchdowns, but had 1 target in week 1, don't go spending bulk money on them because it might just be a flash. That's realistically 3 catches in 2 weeks.
It's really hit and miss. Like last year, who was the big running back who broke off a 99-yard touchdown and everyone was like, oh, Derrick Henry had rubbish for the first start of the season. He had that massive game, and me personally, I'm going, probably won't happen again.
Happened again.
Unfortunately, it did for like the next 5 weeks, but it's just the risk you got to take. Like, do you go? But yeah, no, definitely
have a look.
Play the waivers.
Don't leave. I've made this mistake. If you're getting into a rut in your fantasy year, if you're 2-5, your team's looking average, I've made the mistake of looking at the players on my bench, thinking, ugh, they're not doing anything, and I kind of just get stuck with them, and I leave it there, and I just leave it, and I just every single week, look at what you've got, look at what's on the waivers, upgrade.
Yeah, use the NFL articles they play. Every week there's a start 'em, sit 'em.
Correct. Use the little blurb they've got on every player. Have a read. They update pretty much all of them. Be vigilant. Have a look. Don't get lazy.
No, you got to.
Don't get lazy.
Be active. It's a 16-week season.
And not every player is going to dominate every week.
Unless your name is Patrick Mahomes.
You have to watch the games.
Yeah.
You have to. If you're just going to sit there and pick up players purely based on the points they score without any knowledge of what they actually did, you're probably not going to win your league.
No, that's called stabbing in the dark. Just, I'm going to close my eyes and that's good enough.
I wouldn't recommend it.
No.
Would you?
No. There's definitely smarter ways.
Now, what's our third tip?
What's our third tip?
I don't even remember.
Back on you.
I don't remember.
You sure?
No, I don't remember.
Should I do mine while you remember?
Yeah, I don't remember what I was going to say. Because remember, we're too poor to plan.
No, we are. Well, I came straight from work. I don't know about you.
I also came straight from work.
It was a hard day in the classroom.
It was a hard day in the cafe.
I could have used you at my...
It was a hard day in the cafe.
We should combine.
Knowing that tomorrow is my birthday.
Yes.
Or, for these people...
A work day.
Yesterday was my birthday.
Mm.
So write me a happy birthday in the comments. Do you reckon they should?
They definitely should.
Leave a like
Be
for my
rude
birthday.
not to subscribe for your birthday.
To all of it. Birthday presents.
If we get 10 subscriptions, Ash will do a dance.
I had so many tips to give these people, and I didn't write them down. I was like, I know all these tips because these are the tips I use for my own, like for myself. I remember my tip.
Do you want me to go or you?
No, I'll go. I remember my tip.
You sure?
Yeah. You remember your tip?
I do, but I think mine ties into that.
Really?
Yeah, can we do that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, cool. So, speaking of using the waiver wire.
Yeah, okay.
Tip to win your league. Stream.
Ooh, streaming what? What are the best positions to stream?
Personally, for me, the quarterback, the defense.
Could I throw one more in there?
Potentially the tight end.
Tight end. So
for me, I'm not someone who takes up the early round quarterbacks. It's never been me. I'll go for a late value, like last year when I picked up Patrick Mahomes and then dropped Patrick Mahomes. Had Phillip Rivers.
Did you... Wait. Who did you drop last year after picking them up?
Some bloke that might have had 50 touchdowns in the season.
Listen, the guy you're taking advice off dropped Patrick Mahomes.
Well, look, in my defense, I had two very reliable. I had Phillip Rivers and Mahomes. And it was a toss of a coin.
Yeah, okay.
Because I had them both. They were both supposed to do the same things. Both very safe picks. I can't decide. I'll let the coin decide. The coin ruined me. I'm blaming the coin. The coin was the reason.
Where did you finish last year?
Second.
Where would you have finished if you had Mahomes?
First. I would have had a trophy with my name on it engraved.
The coin lost you fantasy football.
Yeah, it was even worse. He was picked up that week, and the player who picked him up beat me.
Shattered.
With the score from Mahomes.
Well, okay.
Like it's a kick in the teeth while you're
doing.
Do
you know something even worse?
What?
That was like the year before where I came second.
What did you do?
I lost to the person I traded Todd Gurley to.
That's stiff. So maybe we tell him don't trade. Don't trade. Don't drop players. Hoard everyone. Because it bites you in the ass. No. For me, I'm a late quarterback guy. And until last year. So last year I had the Chicago Bears and the Khalil Mack stack. Worked well.
Not a lot of people would play IDPs though. We have IDPs.
We love IDPs. Khalil Mack's been a hot commodity and I went stuff it.
Bears Khalil Mack.
Bears Khalil Mack. There was a week they put up 60 points by themselves.
The thing is though, if the Bears come out this year and they're getting drafted at an absurdly high round, if they come out realistically, let's just pretend if the Bears started the year this year with like the Patriots, New Orleans and Kansas City,
You wouldn't be taking them.
People would still draft them early, but would you want to play them?
No. So from what I can see and what I'm shifting towards, look at the schedules of the defenses you want to take. Look at this. We only stumbled across a defense that we find really, really attractive to us right now when we're doing a live mock draft, and that's the Cowboys.
The Cowboys.
What are the first 3 games for the Cowboys this year?
It's like Arizona, Miami, and Tampa Bay, I believe.
You know what you call that? Jackpot.
So many points.
Jackpot. A defense is never going to give you a year of solid performances. The Bears last year had games where they put up 1 and 2 points, and
Correct.
I'm going, well, that wasn't what I wanted.
Correct.
So, yeah, stream the defenses.
And with quarterbacks, they're the same thing.
You do the same.
Every week, if your quarterback is playing a defense like Chicago, they are realistically not going to score as well.
No, not at all.
If you find one on the waivers that's playing Arizona,
Yep.
whether it's a backup, they will score realistically more than the great quarterback you're playing against Chicago.
I have a story for this. So last year, I took a risk
Okay.
in our semi-finals in week 16. Rivers was injured, my only quarterback, and I went, oh bugger, who do I pick up? Picked up famous Jameis.
Famous Jameis.
He put up 40 points and got me in the final.
Who was he playing?
He was playing against Arizona.
Because they suck.
They suck, and I had read that, and I went,
I'll play famous Jameis.
oh, why not? He's been known to put up at least 250 and 4 touchdowns against them, so I went, we'll give it a whirl. It worked.
Always play the matchup.
You got to decide, is the quarterback you're taking really high better than what you could have got at a receiver or a running back? And in most cases, it's not. Potentially this year, it might not be, depending on what Mahomes does, the sophomore slump.
And the reason we do tight ends is because tight ends don't score great.
No.
Ever. So I don't want to waste an early pick in my draft on a tight end, so I'd rather wait.
This year, it's literally 3,
Yeah.
and then a jump off a cliff, you paraglide, you land, and then there's the rest.
So, don't draft one early. Draft running backs, draft receivers, then grab your tight end late, stream them based on... You can read articles on what teams give up the most points to tight ends. You can pick up tight ends that play bad defenses.
Mm-hmm.
You can pick up tight ends on teams that you know are going to be chasing points so that you know they're going to be getting targets. Things like that are better than just starting one dude all year.
Down that far, you're looking at players like Mark Andrews, Mike Gesicki.
Mike Gesicki's a good
Mike
pick.
Gesicki's... I was looking at him last year. I was kind of big on him when he was drafted. This year might be his year.
Darren Waller,
Yes, absolutely.
really looking good in
Really
that
good.
Raiders camp. He's huge.
Yep.
Have you seen any of Hard Knocks?
I haven't. Not yet. I haven't watched the
Episode
latest
3 of
episode.
Hard Knocks
Is
I
it up?
watched yesterday.
Big boy.
He is massive, and he looks unbelievable. His vertical is ridiculous. Darren Waller is a guy that I am looking at late in drafts now.
Yep. There will always be tight ends for you to pick up.
Always. And there will
don't
always be a
stress.
tight end on the waivers that scores huge, that has 2 touchdowns. It's just up to you to pick the right one. And this kind of transitions into the final point that we have that'll win you a season. And especially this year. And if you haven't drafted yet, this tip is for you. If you have drafted, this is a good time for you, I honestly believe, to make some trades, sort your team out. And this is, don't get sidetracked by these really big-named, fancy, shiny receivers that are all getting drafted in the first round, in the second round. Don't be fooled. If you take those receivers,
It could bite you in the ass.
you will have no running back depth. If you take receiver, and you come back into the third round, you're looking at taking a rookie as your starting running back, maybe Marlon Mack, and then after that, the best things you're looking at are like Sony Michel, Darius Geis,
Yep.
James White, those sort of, as your number one running back. Would you rather, right, I'm just going to throw two teams of 4
Yep.
at you.
Hit me.
Alright, would you rather have Chubb, Mixon, then T.Y. Hilton and Robert Woods?
Yep.
So, Mixon, Chubb,
Yep.
Woods,
Yep.
and T.Y.
Yep.
Or
Or.
Julio,
Yep.
Odell,
Yep.
Sony Michel, and Darius Geis. I'd rather the early
Give
running
me the
backs.
first team, yeah.
And then think about the receivers you get later. Marvin Jones, Robbie Anderson, Deshaun Jackson. Then think about the running backs you get later on. Like later on.
Yeah.
Duke Johnson,
Yeah.
Adrian Peter. Those are not players you want to rely on.
No, so basically, this is might be the shift. Mid-tier wide receivers, or like early to mid wide receivers, are not as strong as the early to mid running backs. Is that what I'm saying? No.
No, other way around.
Other way around. You definitely want to be taking
Running backs early.
running backs early.
Because
it's a lot
the mid tier of running backs from rounds like 3 to 6 are like I said, Sony, Philip Lindsay,
Yep.
Kenyon Drake.
Yep.
Instead of that, I'd rather be picking up like Mike Williams, Tyler Lockett, Tyler Boyd. Those sort of players are players I'd rather have on my team than like Sony and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that pushes me to draft those early running backs. Trust me.
But it's a PPR league I'm playing. I should definitely take wide receivers, I hear them saying.
Who doesn't want a stack? Julio Odell, it's great. You got to look at the longevity of your team. Running backs tend to get injured. If, say you draft Sony, if he gets injured, who are you starting at running? I don't want to be starting Duke Johnson as my RB1.
Yuck.
I don't want to be starting Peyton Barber as my RB1.
You're not winning your league if that happens.
No.
You're definitely not winning your league.
Draft running back depth. Don't be getting fooled by all the shiny receivers. It doesn't help. Yes, they will put up points every week. But what are your running backs going to do?
Cost? Yeah. They'll have, 1.5 a carry.
Correct.
And
It's
give you 2
not
points
good.
a week.
So let's just recap our points here.
All right.
1, trade players.
Yep.
Look at the waiver wire.
Yep.
Stream positions.
Yep.
Don't get lazy. Don't just leave players locked in when they've got bad matchups. Make sure you're looking. Make sure you look what's out there. Look for the better options. And then 4, don't get fooled by the shiny receivers in the early rounds. Running back
It's a
depth is
lie.
better.
Yep, absolutely.
Running back depth is always better. There's nothing worse than trying to find running backs off the waivers when there is nothing. You can always find a receiver that's going to catch a couple of balls and score a touchdown. How often do you find a running back that has 100 rushing yards and a touchdown
Never.
off the waivers?
Never.
In the middle of the year?
You're looking at not much.
Never. Be smart. Be smart at the draft.
Be a winner.
Be a winner. Don't be fooled. Think about things through. And trust me, I've been one that's gotten fooled by this early receiver strategy, especially through the off-season. I was like, this is great. And then you think, you do some mocks, you do some proper drafts with people.
You were saying how tough it was.
It is. If you haven't done your draft yet and you're doing things like sleeper drafts and stuff, doing a draft with actual people that know what they're talking about is hard. Like, really hard. So be smart, draft those early running backs, never get lazy throughout the year. Let's be winners. Let's be fantasy football down to champions. And honestly, we both can't be champions if you're in the same league.
I know. This is...
One of us will be, though.
Luckily, I'm going to win.
Luckily, I'm going to win. I'll beat you. You'll come second again.
If I do that, I think I might just be done with football.
Second again.
Mate.
These strategies will get us over the line. These strategies will make you make playoffs. I make playoffs more often than I don't. So do you.
I've only missed playoffs once in my time in this league.
Well, there you go.
So,
Be aggressive.
should we make a bet right now?
What?
One of us will win our league.
I agree.
One of us.
I will give, if one of us doesn't win the league,
Yep.
I will give $50 to the winner of the league. If it's not you.
Okay. That's, yep.
You have to as well.
Yep. we can do
$50 to the winner. But they have to know about this. They have to be watching our show. I'm not going to tell them. Let's see who our real mates are.
that. I reckon it'll be at least after like week 10. And I'll be like, oh, by the way, you're going to give me that money?
Anyway, make sure you like.
Subscribe, please.
If you liked these tips, make sure you follow them. We promise you they will help you in your league.
And what are your tips? Have you got any tips? Put
Chuck them
in
down
the
below.
comments. Let us know.
We'll tell you why you're wrong.
I was going to go with, we're always looking for more tips.
Ah.
You know.
But don't we know
we
everything?
review some, we do, but hey, there might be strategies that I haven't thought of yet. There are a lot of strategies out there. Maybe they're doing the IDP defense first 2 picks.
I would love to see why that's good. Just tell me how that's good. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Like, subscribe, all that good shit.
Yes.
Fantasy football is down at Dime Ash.
I'm Justin.
This was a good video.
We're gone.
Champions. We are only champions here. We breed champions at the Fantasy Footballers Down Under.
Double Cobras.
Pull out the Deagles.
Oh,
Catch you later.
see you, mate.